everyone, and welcome back to my second video as the Scouse scientist. I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to everyone that supported this so far. When I posted the first video last weekend, I was honestly just a bit terrified because I thought I'll probably get about 1 like off my mum and then I'll just get trolled by everyone else. So it's been amazing to see that people are actually enjoying the videos and really engaging with it. I've had so much support and lovely comments, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a disorder called Huntington disease, and this affects about 1 to 9 people in every 100,000. But before I get into that, I think it's important to give people a bit of a background about genetics. So where do I even start? Well, our bodies are made up of hundreds and thousands of different types of cells. So we've got hair cells, skin cells, muscle cells, loads and loads of cells. Now, inside every single cell is the nucleus, and this is like the brain of the cell. And this is what contains our genetic material. So if you take a look at this image here, this is our genetic material. So as you can see, this is made up of 46 pairs of chromosomes. Now the reason that they come in pairs is because you get one from your mum and one from your dad. So you've got 2 copies of every chromosome. So you've got chromosome 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to chromosome number 22. These are called the autosomes. Now the final 2 are chromosomes X and Y. So this is a male because he's got an X and a Y, and females don't have a Y chromosome. Instead, they've got 2 X's. So these are called the sex chromosomes. Now the easiest way to think about these chromosomes is using these bookcases behind me. So we've got 3 bookcases here, and if you imagine that each one of these is a chromosome. Now on these bookcases we've got books, and on our chromosomes we've got genes. Now inside this book is obviously a load of words, and inside our genes is actually our DNA code, our genetic code. So this book is obviously made up of all the letters of the alphabet, but our DNA code is only made up of 4 letters: A, T, G and C. Now would you believe that one spelling mistake on one page of one book on one bookcase is enough to cause complete destruction? Because that's what it's like with our genes. One spelling mistake or one fault in one gene on one chromosome out of all the 46 is enough to cause a disorder such as Huntington disease. So the spelling mistake or fault in our DNA code that causes Huntington disease lies in the HTT or Huntington gene on chromosome 4. Now, in a little part of this gene, our DNA code has the letters C, A, G, CAG, repeated over and over again. Now, people like me, and probably most of you watching this video, that are not affected with Huntington disease, we have this CAG code repeated about 30 times, but it can be anything from about 27 up to around 35 repeats. Now, if you've got that code repeated 40 times or more, that means that you'll be affected with Huntington disease. So what actually is Huntington disease? So it's a progressive neurodegenerative disorder. So progressive means it gets worse over time, and neurodegenerative means deterioration of the brain. So these patients get all sorts of symptoms from depression, anxiety, poor coordination. They get involuntary jerky movements known as chorea. They also have difficulties walking, talking and swallowing, and they can have psychological disturbances such as schizophrenia as well. So this disease, usually people start getting symptoms in the 30s, and patients only survive for about 15 years after the symptoms start. And unfortunately, there's still no cure for this disease. So if you come with me, I've roped in 2 volunteers to help me to explain the inheritance of this disorder. Right, so everyone who knows me knows that I can't go anywhere without my mum and my nan. And so much so that they've now even managed to get in on the video. So this is my mum and this is my nan, and they're going to help me in explaining the inheritance of this disorder. So Huntington disease is an autosomal dominant disorder. So it's autosomal, which means it's on one of the numbered chromosomes, not the sex chromosome. It's on chromosome 4. And dominant because you only need one copy of the gene not to be working in order to be affected with the disease. So, for example, let's say that this is the copy of chromosome 4 that's not working properly, and this is the copy that's working fine. Now, if you've got one working copy and one faulty copy, it doesn't matter that you've got this one that's working fine, you're still going to get the disorder. So, let's just say, for example, my nan is affected with Huntington disease. So she's got one faulty copy and one working copy. So now, when she has kids, she can pass on either the faulty copy or the working copy, and it's a 50-50 chance, just totally random, what one she's going to pass on. So let's say, for example, she passes on the faulty copy to her daughter. So she's got the faulty copy from her mum, and then assuming that her dad doesn't have Huntington disease, she'll get another working copy from her dad. So she is also affected with Huntington disease. And again, when my mum has children, it's a 50-50 chance again whether she'll pass on the faulty copy or the working copy. So let's say this time my mum passes on to me the working copy. So I've got the working copy from my mum, and then assuming my dad doesn't have Huntington disease, I've got another working copy from him. So both my genes are working fine, I haven't got the disorder. Now because I haven't got the disorder, I haven't got the faulty gene, I can't then pass it on to my kids. And that's basically how all autosomal dominant disorders are inherited. So now let's just think about this for example. What if, again, say my nan is affected with Huntington disease, one working copy, one faulty copy of the gene. Now, my mum, she doesn't want to know if she's got it or not. She thinks, no, it's not for me, I'd rather not know. But I'm here and I want to be tested. I want to know if I've got the disorder. What do we do? Because if I get tested and I've got the disease, then obviously that means my mum's got it as well. So that's going to reveal her result. So that's why genetics is really unique in the sense that the information about me actually also reveals information about other family members. And that's why people undergoing testing for Huntington disease have to go through loads and loads of appointments, and we have genetic counsellors that do amazing work with the families and patients in order to support them and help them make an informed decision regarding whether they really want to be tested or not. Right, so I think that's probably enough from me for today. I really hope that you've all enjoyed the video, and more importantly that you've learned something about genetics and found it interesting. So if you have enjoyed the video, then please like and share and comment, and if you've got any other suggestions or topics you'd like me to cover in the future, then please just let me know. So please check out the YouTube channel, The Scouse Scientist, and click subscribe. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at The Scouse Scientist. So thanks so much for you all for watching. Thanks to my mum and nan for getting in the video, and thanks to Christian for filming. And please come back and keep an eye out for the next video. See you soon.